But this is going to be one of those decks that can be taken into any format, just like Labyrinth, and do very well if you just know the lines. Branded obviously has an amazing going second, especially without Abyss Dweller in the game anymore and Shifter at 1. Brand is really able to go second with impunity, and one of the reasons why I think Branded is so good into the next format is that it gets to run things like Super Poly and Foolos and Droplet, which are just like some of the best non-engine going into the next format, and it runs them so well. Like Super Poly, obviously you can make any of the Albaz fusions, such as Mirror Jade, which is one of the best boss monsters in the game, which, yes, the banish isn't great against Malice, but you can still take care of the A-Code Talker, and it still has a board wipe that your opponent really can't take care of, no matter really what the deck is, especially without Dweller in the game anymore. So I think Mirror Jade is going to still be one of your best boss monsters, and the fact that this deck can facilitate it through its board breaking strategy with things like Fallen of Albaz, which is just an engine Super Poly, and you have things like Cartesian and Luber, which are just still great extenders and starters for the deck. You really do have a formula for, a deck that can be taken into any format, and even a Malice Ryzeal heavy format. I think Malice actually got worse against Branded because now Shifter's at 1, obviously, and they also had things like Link Decoder banned, so you can even run hand traps in this build and run like nibs for the Malice matchup. But I think overall, when Branded prepares for the Malice matchup, it's actually looking to be a very good deck, and once again, it's one of those decks that you can take into multiple different formats, and just it really respects your time, because if you are just good with the deck, you can really just, despite what people might say with 3 Dominus Impulse, 3 Ash Blossom, people still are topping with, Labyrinth at YCSs, and Labyrinth loses to the exact same things as Branded, and Branded has a better going second for the most part, in my opinion. So that's why I'm putting Branded slightly above it, obviously. And then also Branded has gotten multiple tops, whether it's regionals and, at YCS Birmingham, and I look forward to what it does in the upcoming format.